Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Now we're recording. Yay. All right. Welcome everybody to our call tonight. So excited. Oh, I see Jamie hopped on and somebody else. I don't know. Can't see a name on that one, but thanks for being on. I'm so excited. Real quick, so we can get right to the meat of the message tonight, because I'm so pumped, if you cannot tell, about this particular call. And if you're on, I think you're really going to have some really great takeaways from it. So I'm excited that you're on live. Okay, so real quick, a couple announcements. If you did not listen to the National Wake Up Call this morning, there is currently free shipping on all Max 30 gear. So any clothing, apparel, anything with Max 30, there's free shipping through the end of the month for us. And obviously as coaches, we get that extra lovely little discount. So take advantage of that. If that's something, I definitely wear and share gear is good. And honestly, I know this sounds silly, but sometimes just wearing the stuff, just kind of puts you in the mindset. And I think, obviously having something to talk about, especially since it's a new program, is always good. So free shipping on all Max 30 gear. Check that out through the end of the month. And if you heard the National Wake Up Call this morning, Allie Upham she spoke this morning and it was awesome. She talked about challenge groups and how to make the most of the holiday season. And so if you haven't heard that, go back into the archives and listen to that, because then I think that'll be really, really good for you. And hold on, let me see. Okay. And I think it'll be really beneficial just because she has a different perspective of how to handle your business at the end of this year and through the holiday season, and I think it would be really good for you. And lastly, real quick, just wanted to cover goal setting for this next year. It is very, very wise of us as coaches to begin setting goals now and not wait until, December 31st, because obviously, that's a little bit late in the game. And I feel like you want to be, as a coach, you want to be very prepared, on top of things, ready to go, just because you don't want to be there January 1st with people asking you about challenge groups or anything and not be prepared. So I want you to also set goals though for this next year. And we're going to kind of cover that, and there'll be some stuff tonight in regards to that, but get your mind going. If you haven't set your goals for the entire year, I want you to start thinking through that. I think this is the time. Now is the time to do that. Okay, so let's dive in. I'm so excited. I'm such a geek, but honestly, besides the Bible, I don't know that there has been any other book that has been so life-changing for me. And I literally cannot put it down. And so it's just one of those things where I want to share this with you, and wanted to get this information in your hands as soon as possible, because it really and truly has been a game changer for me. And as this team, I want everybody on this team to have the same information. So everything I'm going to be talking tonight is going to be out of the book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And obviously I can't go through the whole book tonight, but I'm going to give you some of the best things that I think, the best takeaways. So please get this book, have this on your reading list if you have not read it already. And especially if you can before the first of the year, I think would be really good for you to have this book and really start diving in. So before we start, I'm going to have a couple questions for you. The first question, and if you don't have a pen and paper, get that out, because you're going to want to take notes. I promise. It's worth it. A couple questions real quick. You need to ask yourself, have you felt stuck at any point in your business up to this point? Whether you've been a coach for a month, whether you've been a coach for over a year, have you ever felt stuck in your business? Have you ever felt incapable, like you just don't know that you're actually capable of being successful in your business? Have you ever thought that this business just doesn't work for you? Like it might not be a good fit. Maybe you just aren't able to make this business work yourself personally. Have you ever thought that have you ever questioned whether or not it will ever go anywhere? That your personal business is not capable of being successful. Have you ever felt that way? Another quick question is, and it all goes together, but do you work from a daily to-do list? I want you to ask yourself that, but I want you to be honest. I don't want you to just say, yeah, I work from a list because I've got, I write some things down here or there. Do you work from a consistent list every single day? Do you write down what you need to do for the day, check it off as you go? Do you have that system in place? Ask yourself that. Be very honest with yourself, because if you don't, you need to make that change. But you've got to be honest with yourself first on that. So those are some questions I want you to kind of just keep at the forefront of your mind as we go into this talk tonight. So let's talk through, what is the slight edge? So what is this book about? Why is it so life-changing? Why am I like going gaga over this book? Well, let me tell you what the slight edge is. And it's this. The slight edge is the belief that by doing positive tasks on a daily basis that yield big results. So these positive tasks that you're doing consistently on a daily basis yield big results. That's the slight edge. It's simple. It's very similar to the compound effect, if you read that book, where, doing things consistently, the small things add up to big results, right? So the slight edge is very similar to that. And so it's the belief that doing positive tasks on a daily basis yields big results. That's it. And as we talk about that, we need to know that the opposite is also true, right? So the things that we do that are negative tasks, or things that we just completely neglect to do, add up to failure, essentially, right? So the things that you do either push you towards success, or they pull you back towards failure, or don't allow you to move forward. Your daily decisions, everything you do, either goes forward or keeps you right where you're at, does not allow you to move forward. So that is what the slight edge. So the slight edge, one note I put down that was really important is that the slight edge is actually working in your business right now as we speak. So the fact that you are on this call, the slight edge is working in your business right now because you have made it a priority to be on this call tonight, which means you're doing something positive that will influence your business. And it may not make a huge impact tonight. I mean, you're just sitting on a call listening to me talk. But what you don't realize is that the slight edge is working in your favor literally as we speak right now. So that's kind of a cool thought, because the slight edge is something that's it's in the present. It's in the here and now. We're not focusing on things you've done in the past. We're not focusing on things that you've done in the future. We're literally, the slight edge is, what are you doing right now? That's what it's all about. So here is a quote one of my favorite things that I took from, I think it was like the second chapter of this book, but it says, simple daily disciplines, little productive actions, repeated consistently over time, add up to the difference between failure and success. That's it. It's the small things that you do consistently over time that add up to either failure or success. It's those daily choices, right? So think about it. So you've got a choice. For me right now, just in my stage of life, being, however many, 5 months pregnant, I crave sweets like nobody's business. Like I could throw down right now. You guys don't even know. And so for me, my struggle is I have the choice. Do I give in and have, sweets on a nightly basis? Sure. It may not. I could have a big old brownie sundae tonight that could put me in a sugar coma. But it's not going to, I'm not going to gain 5 pounds overnight because I ate a brownie sundae, right? That's just a fact. But what happens is when I allow myself and I make that choice to have a brownie sundae tonight, and then, just a brownie tomorrow night, and then the next night have some ice cream, and then the following night, making those choices, they don't always make a huge impact in the moment. In fact, rarely ever do they make a big impact. And so it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. And we're not like upset about the decision because it didn't change anything. And so that's where the slight edge, like I said, it's happening in your life right now, in the decision that you're making right now, and the decisions you make tonight, it's working in your life right now. And so, just keep that in mind as we're kind of talking through this. So, excuse me. Here's a few things that I want to share with you about the slight edge. And if you're totally still lost, just hang in there with me because there's a lot. I've got a lot to talk through, and we'll open it up for questions at the end. But here's a few things about the slight edge. Here's a few facts. First of all, the slight edge. So the small tasks that you do on a daily basis, they're really easy to do. So they're really going to be kind of mindless. Like you're not even almost going to recognize them because they're so small and they're so insignificant. And so, they're very easy to do. So when I talk about the slight edge and when I talk about these small daily tasks, did you guys see, hopefully you would have seen the to-do list that I created on our team page. And if you haven't, go ahead and open that up. That way you kind of have a reference point because when I talk about the slight edge and doing the daily tasks, obviously in this business with Beachbody, we know that the 3 vital behaviors are the most important key essentials to our business, right? So being a product of the product, are you working out daily? Are you drinking Shakeology every single day? Being a product of the product, inviting people. Are you inviting people to challenge groups? Are you inviting people to the business opportunity? Are you inviting people to just be a part of what you're doing? And then personal development, of course, is the third one. Those are the 3 vital behaviors. So, they may seem somewhat insignificant because guess what? If you don't read 10 pages of personal development today, is that really going to ruin your business? Nope, not at all. In fact, if you skip all of your personal development for this entire week, is that going to ruin your business? Nope. But if you never do any personal development to grow yourself as a leader or as a coach, is that going to hurt your business? Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. So when I'm talking about these slight edge tasks, just refer back to the checklist that I put in our group because I think that's the most tangible way to understand what I'm talking about when I talk about those small tasks every day that are really important, just so you can kind of see. And I want to say too on that note, the slight edge tasks every day, they're really easy to do, but guess what? They're also really easy not to do. Like I said, if you skip your personal development today, nobody's going to notice, right? Your business isn't even going to take a hit, right? So just as easy as they are to do, like brainless, mindless things that you may or may not even notice that you're doing in your business, they're also that easy not to do. So that's one simple fact. And when I talk about the slight edge too, the reason that so many people are not successful is because they just neglect to do these things because they're so easy to do. It's like, it's not going to matter today if I do them or not. But guess what? When you are doing them on a daily basis, that's what adds up to those huge results. So the second thing, the results are invisible. So kind of like I said, you may or may not notice, your business may or may not notice that you didn't do those tasks, right? So you didn't strike up conversation with 5 new people today. Nobody's going to notice, right? May not seem like a huge deal, but you skip that for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Your business hasn't grown. You haven't made new connections. You're not selling anything. You're not adding anybody to your challenge groups. So I hope that's kind of making sense as I'm talking through it, that these small, slight edge things are easy to do. They're seemingly invisible. But when you think about it and you look at it, if you do make 5 new connections on a daily basis, imagine what that could do for your business in a month. In just a month, that short period of time, imagine what that would look like for you. in your business, reaching out to 5 new people every day. Can you imagine if you presented the business to just one of those 5 people every day? Can you imagine how many coaches you would have on your team right now? Can you imagine how many new challenge group participants you would have right now? So I hope that you're kind of grasping this, because I know it's a lot of information. The third thing, they're seemingly insignificant. So the slight edge tasks, they're easy to do. The results are typically invisible, and they're seemingly insignificant. So if you've ever thought to yourself, because I've done this and I'm guilty too, if you've ever thought, oh, well, if I don't do it today, it's not going to matter. If I don't follow up with that person, it's not going to matter today. I can just follow up with them, in a couple days. Or, if I don't read my personal development, it's not going to matter. If you've ever said that to yourself, it's okay. We all have. It's something that I think as humans we have to battle ourselves in our own mind, because we're trained to not want to have to put in the work, right? But the thing is it does matter, is that every single time we choose not to do something for our business, it matters, because it adds up. It doesn't seem like it does at the time, but it really, truly does. Okay, so moving on. So I hope you're able to write those down. So it was cool because I wanted to share this story with you. My dad, I was talking to him on Saturday. I always Skype with my family on Saturdays. And of course, my dad is a great listener, probably the best listener on the planet. And so anytime I have anything, whether it's like, hey, Dad, I found this really awesome new laundry detergent, I don't know. Anyways, he listens and he's like, awesome, man, that's great, really cool. And if you know my dad, you know this is true. And so I was talking to him. I was telling him all about the slight edge. Poor guy, probably talked his ear off for an hour. And, he's like, you know what, Em? He goes, I can honestly tell you that this is something that I've seen come to fruition in my own life. And I really thought about it, and I know this about him. So I wanted to just share his story a little bit, because I think it would just be beneficial for you to kind of see, the progression of it and how it actually happens. So my dad is a pilot for a private corporation. So he flies the Gulfstream private jets for like executives of different of companies. So like he works for a company that has executives from like Behr Paint, Miralette Cabinets, Delta Faucet. So all the home improvement stuff, like he flies those people around. So when my dad was in junior high, he knew that he wanted to be a pilot. He didn't know he necessarily wanted to be a corporate pilot, but he knew he wanted to fly airplanes. That was his dream. And he had that vision. And he didn't even think about doing anything else. That was like, I'm going to be a pilot. That's what I know I'm going to do. And so as soon as he graduated during high school, he got a job mowing the median, I guess, for the runway. So like whatever that grassy area is, at the airport, he was the one mowing them. And so he started there. And as soon as he could, he got his pilot's license. I think he even got his pilot's license before his driver's license. Pretty sure he's told me that, which is crazy. Would you trust somebody who didn't even have a driver's license with the airplane? I don't know. But anyways, it was back in the day, I guess. From there, he went straight to flight school. He went to Western Michigan University. He got his 4-year degree. And during that time, he interned at different airports. And all the while, keeping in mind, at this point, he knew he wanted to be a corporate pilot. He didn't want to have to fly commercial airplanes. He just wanted to fly smaller jets for, corporate people. So he knew, with this vision in mind, he made every decision towards that vision. So he, got a job. He was interning at the airlines. He was interning at different hangars and things like that. And then as soon as he graduated, he got a job in Maryland with a company. He was flying some airplanes and things like that. And then he went back to school to have whatever training he needed to be a corporate pilot. So, from start to finish, because from there, when he went back to school, he was able to come back to Michigan, get a job with Masco, and that's the company he's been with for 30 years. And it's the corporate job that he'd always wanted, that he dreamed of, that he never gave up on. And it took 11 years. So from the time he graduated high school to the time he was, offered the position at Masco for his dream job, it took him 11 years. But he did everything possible to get to that point because he had that vision to be a corporate pilot. He never gave up, and he was consistent in doing the daily things, making that decision on a daily basis, that this is what he was still going to pursue. He was not going to give up, that it was something that was his dream. So he's not going to walk away from it. He's not going to go settle for another job that is not part of his dream, this big vision. And because he never gave up, because he took all the steps and he was consistent every day in pursuing the ultimate vision by doing the small steps it took to get there, by going to school, by studying, by showing up to work, by being a good employee, to get that referral to that main job, that allowed him to then work in his dream job for over 30 years. And he will retire from this job doing exactly what he dreamed of doing, because he never gave up, because he had the slight edge effect in his life, that he valued those small things every day that he knew would get him to his ultimate vision. And he never knew how long it would take. He didn't know it was going to take 11 years for him to get there, but he never gave up in the process. And so, that he's always been an inspiration to me, because I knew, I always knew his story, that in junior high, he decided to be a pilot and he never looked back. He never tried to do anything else. He never took a break. He always kept his eye on it. And because of that, he was able to accomplish it. And he's an extremely great pilot. I mean, he's very, very knowledgeable, and, he's really good at what he does, and he's very valuable to the company. So I just wanted to share that with you, because so often it can be really discouraging, I think, for us as coaches, because we have these dreams and desires, but it just seems like, man, it just seems so far away. The big ultimate goal that we have for our business just seems so far away and so far out of reach. And man, we've got a long ways to go. But, everything I'm talking about tonight it should be so encouraging to you. I hope that you're so encouraged that it's not about these big, huge leaps in your business that you've got to take. The only way that you're going to get to where you want to be, to where you're going to hit those goals, to where you're going to hit diamond and 1-star and 15-star, whatever your goals are for your business, the only way you're going to get there is by being consistent, literally on a daily basis, by choosing, am I going to do this task? Am I going to read my personal development? Am I going to make those new connections? Am I going to present the business opportunity? Am I going to get new people into my next challenge group? Am I going to set up a next challenge group? Am I going to show up to work today? And you've got to make those decisions, because every decision counts. Every decision matters. Even if it doesn't seem like it will, if it's like, it's not going to make a huge difference if I don't post on my Facebook page today. Nobody's really going to care. But how on earth do you think these people, these coaches, got such large followings on their social media? It wasn't because all of a sudden they showed up one day, had one really great post, and boom, they had like 10,000 followers, right? It's because they've been consistent over years, a year or 2 years or 3 years. They've been consistent in giving valuable information, and they chose every single day to wake up and give something valuable to the people. And guess what? In the beginning, they probably didn't have any likes. They probably posted videos that literally nobody liked or commented on. But that didn't stop them, because they knew, hey, if I want this, if I want a bigger following to where I can build my business off of, I can't give up. I can't just say, oh, well, I've been doing this for a few months and just doesn't seem to be panning out for me. They pushed through that because they knew that because I'm doing these consistent tasks on a daily basis, and I'm not listening to the fact that there's crickets and nobody's doing anything, that allowed them to get to where they want to be. It's so simple. And I think that's why this has been so profound to me, is because I get stuck in this mentality too, where it's like, man, I'm just, it's just not really happening. It's not happening as fast as I want. Maybe I'm just not as capable. But I can look back on the last year of my business and say, holy moly, because I literally have shown up to my business every single day, I have seen growth. I have seen a big jump in income. I have seen, our team grow, and I've seen leaders on our team grow. And because of that, those things are happening. But if I didn't show up, if I chose to only show up a couple days a week, if I chose to just do the bare minimum, I don't know that I would be where I am. And so I definitely wanted to share that with you. But I do want to share this with you too. And we're going to wrap up here. But what is the secret ingredient? So you've got the slight edge, which is just showing up, doing what you need to do on a daily basis, and never giving up, because you know that even though it may not seem significant at all, nobody may even notice, but when you do those tasks, those 3 vital behaviors, when you show up and you work your business, you are going to see those results eventually. Regardless, it's going to happen eventually. And so you've got to understand that. But the secret ingredient, you ready? This is the Mac Daddy of it all. And this is going to blow your minds. Ready? The secret ingredient is time. Time. So the slight edge cannot work without time. So if you have been in this business for a few months, if you've been in this business for a year, it doesn't even matter. We all have to grasp the idea and the truth that time matters, and that the only way to get from point A to point B, the only way to grow your Facebook following from 10 likes to 10,000 likes is time. It's consistency and time. Showing up to your coaching business on a daily basis and giving it time. Not letting yourself get discouraged because of the fact that nobody's showing up, that you only have 2 likes, that you haven't gotten anybody in your challenge group. Those things don't matter, because as you're consistent and as you give it time, you are going to see your business grow. That's how it works. That's how success works. That's why there's so many people who don't succeed in whatever facet of business they're in, is because they don't stick with those small tasks on a daily basis. They think it's okay to skip them, and they don't wait the time that it takes. They're not patient enough. And so that's why the statistic is that 95% of people will not be successful. There's only 5% of people that are, because those 5% understand the slight edge. They understand that you have to be consistent. And they understand that it takes time. So they're going to do whatever it takes. They have the big vision, the big picture up ahead of them. They have the daily tasks that they know they need to do that are going to get them there. And they have the time. They give themselves time to let it all happen. So that's the secret ingredient, is time. So here's a few more questions. I want you to write these down and ask yourself these questions. And even after we get off the call tonight, I want you to let these simmer a little bit with you. Okay, first question, do I believe in the process? You have to ask yourself, do I truly and fully believe in the process? Do I believe that what she's saying is true? Do I believe that by doing the daily small tasks consistently without giving up for a period of time, do I believe that works? Because if you don't believe it, if you think everything I'm saying is hogwash, then this probably isn't going to work out for you. But you have to believe. Do you believe in the process? If you do, that's the foundation of everything. That's the foundation of your business. That's the foundation of your success. And that's what's going to keep you going, is when you believe that this process works. Number 2, the second question. Am I willing to commit to work my business every single day? Am I willing to commit and treat this business like the full-time income business I want it to be? If you treat this business like the $40 that you spent to get in, or the $160, $180 on your challenge pack that you paid to start your business, if you treat it like such, that's all you're going to ever get. So are you willing to commit to working your business on a daily basis, even through the crickets, even when it's not convenient? The third question is, will I commit to the secret ingredient, time, in 2015? Will I commit for the next year? Am I all in for 2015 to where I'm not going to give up a couple months in and think, it doesn't work? Am I willing to go the long, full year and give it everything I've got for all of 2015? Because if you are, and if you're ready to do that, you're going to see your business change like never before. Really and truly. This could be one of the best years for your business if you will commit, knowing that the secret ingredient to being successful is time, and that it doesn't happen overnight, and that nobody who is successful in this business did it ever happen overnight. Anyone who's been successful has been consistent with doing the small tasks every day, no matter what, that have led them to success. And it doesn't go like this. It goes like this, and then it goes up. Like, your success isn't overnight. It doesn't go straight up. Your success takes time, but when you're consistent, it goes up. But same thing with your decisions to not do your business, to not work it, to not put the time and effort in. You'll go like this. You may not see a huge difference, but eventually you will fail, and it'll be devastating because you want it to work. So you've got to make that decision. Am I going to get my to-do list done today? Am I going to put the effort and time in? Am I going to put people first? You've got to ask yourself those questions. So here's the thing. Here's my personal theme for 2015. My theme last year for 2014 was to never stop. Never stop. And I didn't. So I want to invite you to, if you want to adopt this theme for yourself this year, I would love for you to do that, because I think the more the merrier, and I'm all in. So my theme for this year is sold out. I'm sold out to my business. I'm sold out to the daily tasks. I'm sold out to the big vision. I'm sold out to giving my business time to grow and not giving up and not letting one discouragement or, multiple discouragements defeat me. So I'm sold out to this cause. And I hope that you can adopt that as well. I hope that you can be sold out to your business by doing these small things every day and not skipping them. So as I literally have 3 minutes left before they shut me down. If you have any questions, because I don't want to lose you on this call since I have less than 3 minutes. We can take it over to Team 180. Sorry, everybody. Team 180 is our team. And we can talk through it. So any questions you have, but please invest in this book. It's so much more than even your business. This is such a life changer. And I want that for you. I want you to have that success in your relationships, in your health, in your spiritual walk, in every area of your life. I want this for you, including your business. And so please invest in this book if you can. And I promise you won't be let down. So anyways, thank you guys for being on tonight. I'm so happy that you were on, and thanks for investing. Thanks for taking that time and for allowing the slight edge to truly work in your life tonight as we speak. So you guys are doing great. Keep up the hard work. Super excited about 2015 with you guys. I'm so honored to be on this journey with you and to be able to have a whole brand new, fresh start, brand new year with you. So anyways, thanks for being on tonight, guys. I'll be on the team page. So if you want to chat, let's do that. So, all right, I'm going to hit the stop recording. See ya.